很高兴能邀请到美国花样滑冰选手周知方来到我们的节目。作为一名出色的运动员，周知方年轻有为，获得了许多傲人的成就。而最近，周知方获得了美国华人联合会 UCA 为他颁发的中华文化传承奖。今天我们就来聊聊关于他的运动生涯和人生规划。First of all, congratulations to you for winning the Champion of Chinese Cultural Heritage Award at the UCA 2022 Chinese American Convention. I would like to hear your mood at the moment.
Thank you so much for presenting me with this award. It's a huge honor to win. Thank you to UCA. Thank you to everyone who nominated me. I never would have expected to receive such a prestigious award, and I never would have expected that my cultural impact was this big, but it was my honor and my pleasure to represent my Chinese American community all the way.
So, as one of the best skaters in the United States and even the world, your success is inseparable from your own effort and the training of your parents. Can you share with us what is the secret of your success and how much does your parents' support affect you?
My parents are absolutely everything to me. They sacrificed so much to support my skating career, and my success would 100% not have been possible without their support. Even to this day, they are still behind me and advising me and helping me out and doing everything they can to make sure that my endeavors are successful, and I'm just so grateful. I don't think there's a secret to success. You have to desire it really badly and be willing to sacrifice anything to achieve said success, to achieve your dreams in order to start taking steps towards achieving them. Thoughts evolve into actions, and actions evolve into results. It all starts from the desire and the motivation to take the first step.
So, on your road to success, failures, injuries are always acting as obstacles. So, how do you overcome them?
I've dealt with many injuries and many major failures and mistakes over the years. When I was 12 years old, I had surgery in my right knee, and I had to miss 2 years of competition as a result. This had a huge impact on my skating career, and honestly, if it weren't for those 2 years I had missed, I would have accomplished even more later on. Not just that, but many obstacles along the way: financial obstacles, health obstacles, personal issues, mental health, physical health, everything. I've had to overcome so much to make it to where I am now, and I think it would be impossible without the trait of resiliency. Resiliency and adaptability are two of the traits that every successful person in the world shares. When you have to perform, you're not always going to be in a super comfortable environment. When we're out there in the arena, things may be hurting, we may be too hot, maybe too cold, maybe super stressed about something else, distractions going on, there are cameras clicking, there's inflammatory media stories circulating, you're distracted by your competitors' scores, maybe your skates aren't tied correctly. It doesn't matter. You have to learn to put everything aside and focus on your job in the moment. If your environment is suboptimal, you have to adapt. And that's something we train every single day. My coaches would sometimes have me wake up at ungodly hours, like maybe to practice a competition simulation at like 10:30 p.m. or at 4 or 5 a.m. Simulating being in different time zones. Sometimes my coaches would have me switch to a completely different pair of skates. Like, for example, imagine you're a violin performer and you have to borrow someone else's violin to play a huge concerto or whatever the next day. So my coaches have me simulate for all sorts of different situations and help me build my adaptability and resiliency.
So being able to compete in the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics is great significance to every athlete. But what does it mean to you?
Ever since I was young, I dreamed of competing in the Olympic Games. The Olympics are the pinnacle of athleticism and sportsmanship and the spirit of sport and the spirit of competition. It is the greatest athletic stage in the world. it was just such an honor to be able to perform in Beijing in 2022. It feels like every single moment of my life and every decision I ever made led up to that one moment. So it definitely meant a lot to me.
So in the Beijing Winter Olympics, you choose traditional Chinese style clothing, used the Chinese music, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon in the program, and greeted the audience with traditional Chinese clenched hand and fist, fully expressing the Chinese culture. So why did you make this choice?
In the 2019 to 2020 competitive season, I skated to Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon as well. And in the 2021 to 22 Olympic season, I decided to bring that program back because I had already had success with it. I was comfortable with it. I felt great skating to it. It just felt right to me. In Olympic year, skaters want to choose programs and music that is comfortable for them and suits them very well, because Olympic year is no time for experimentation. You have to have your game down. So that's why I chose this program. But through performing it, I found a much deeper, much more personal meaning to the program. It represents my culture, my heritage, my identity, my parents who came from China to the US or who chased their dreams and raise a family and bring me up with their values. That's all part of my connection with my heritage, with my identity. I'm very, very proud to wear my Chinese costume with the dragon on it. I was born in the year of the dragon. It's one of my favorite costumes. I think it just looks so good. Actually, this jacket I'm wearing right now has dragon and tiger on it. So that's why I wore it for this interview, because it kind of represents the Crouching Tiger and Hidden Dragon. And then I at the end of the program, I did this because I actually did some wushu training for this program to try and learn how to properly do the movements and everything. And because I wanted to be culturally accurate with how I did the movements. In an actual competitive sport, when you have to worry about the technical aspect of things, it's very hard to incorporate actual performance into it, because it's not like a performance or it's not like a dance where it's an actual sport and we have to get points by doing jumps and spins and technical things that, like, the points, they don't really care about how accurate your hand position is, because it's my culture, my heritage. I want it to be accurate. So I included this at the end of my performance because I thought it was a good way to continue the show and connect with the audience and show them that I fully embraced this character in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. It's one of my favorite moments in competition is when I'm able to do this.
So after the Beijing Winter Olympics, you should also be 22 years old. Have you thought about retiring, or should you continue to compete and wait for the coming of the new Olympic?
I will be going to school this fall, and I will be taking a full course load and focusing full time on school. So after this year, I will reassess whether or not I want to continue on to the 2026 Olympics. I feel like I have a lot more to give to the sport, and I have a lot more I can give back to the community. I would definitely like to keep skating. We'll see if I keep competing, but for now I'm going to school.
So if you were to leave the ring someday, so would you be the one thing you most would like to do? What career would you choose?
Recently I've been learning a little bit about business and entrepreneurship and venture capital. I think those are really cool fields. I would like to, of course, broaden my technical knowledge first before I get into those fields, but that is where I'm currently headed. If I didn't have to worry about money, and if I could just do whatever, I guess my biggest passion outside of skating, I think I would choose to be like a Himalayan mountain guide. I think that would be really, really cool. I'm really inspired by the mountains, and every time I'm out there, I feel I'm not a spiritual person, but every time I'm out there, I feel spiritually connected with nature and with the world. So that's one of my favorite places to be, is in the mountains.
You are already the idol of countless young people. So do you have any advice for them?
Some advice I would give young people or people who, look up to me, or anybody who wants to set themselves on a path to achieve success in the future, is you have to be able to think beyond the boundaries and expect things out of yourself that are beyond the normal boundaries. If you think, okay, well, what would a normal person do? Then you tend to act along those lines, and then you never, even if you are able to perform something well by a normal standard, you never expect more of yourself, and you never allow yourself to stand out. You have to look at the highest standard and expect more out of yourself always, and be able to think outside of the norm. I was the first person in Olympic history to land a quadruple Lutz, and I would have never landed a quadruple Lutz if I weren't able to think outside of the boundaries. Because when I was learning my quadruple Lutz, the general consensus in the skating world was like, you can't do a quadruple Lutz. You shouldn't do one. It's too hard. It's not worth it. It's too risky. But now, like 7 years later, so many top skaters can do a quadruple Lutz, and that's because of the trailblazers at the beginning who were able to think outside the box and achieve it, and then over time the rest of the people started to catch up. So if you want to be at the forefront of things, if you want to be a trailblazer, if you want to accomplish great things and be known for your innovation and success, you have to be able to embrace change and embrace challenges that seem impossible at first. So don't limit yourself ever. If you have a dream, if you have something that you're able to do well, embrace it and develop it and nurture it. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid to pursue greatness in a unique way.
So, okay, that's all we have for today. So thank you for taking the time to be interviewed with us, and I hope you can achieve better results in your sports career in the future.
Thank you so much.